everyone, it's Feedback Friday, the show where we talk about your songs and what we can learn from them. If you want to submit one of your own songs, go to facebook.com/holistic songwriting and post a SoundCloud link there. I hope to see you next week. Now, without further ado, let's start the show.
Hello everyone, welcome. It's me, Tobias from Holistic Songwriting, and this is Season 2, Episode 7 with Tobias Karlsson's Hey Bro Follow. Whatever that means. I don't know if that's an insider joke. I don't really get it. But anyways, let's listen to the song and then talk about it.
So get up, tune in, and get ready.
By the way, those little grizzles in the beginning, that was me. That was my computer. That was not this in the song. This song is as unusual as its title, but I found in a really good way. The first time I heard it, I was like, no, this is kind of weird, and I don't like the intro. The intro kind of doesn't do it for me. It seems like really just improvised, and I never like improvised stuff. I love through composed music, so for me, that intro doesn't work. But as soon as that first verse hits, I'm like, oh yeah, but this is kind of cool. I really like your use of that that reverb with the high pre-delay on the vocals. I think that's really a cool kind of thing, and it works really well in the song. I like that you're leaving a lot of space. I like your sounds. Like, that's all kind of working for me, and it's unusual. Like, it's not commercial. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's cool in a way, you know. And it's unusual, and I really kind of dig it. And there's some stuff in the second verse that's happening in the melody, which I also kind of dig. Let's see if we can find that.
Walking on, there is more to see. Believe it.
Watch out, here it comes.
In the night you will get some rest. Take it in and turn it over.
I love that. I mean, it's the same verse, but then you're just changing the melody just slightly, and I'm drawn in. I'm like, wow, that's cool, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful note that you're hitting as well. Like, it fits really well. It's harmonically, it sounds. It opens up, and I'm just, wow, cool. Like, he's really building up to something here. And in general, really, lyrical storytelling is great. And I don't say that a lot because so many people don't understand lyrical storytelling at its core and what it means, but you obviously do. It works really well for me, like the way you're building throughout this entire song. Sometimes I even think you're doing it too much. Sometimes I feel like there are too many details in your song, and sometimes it would be probably better if you were a little bit simpler with your stuff, and I think that would make it a little bit more elegant. Okay, here are a couple of the things that I didn't like so much about your song. First of all, let's listen to your chorus, which I think is a good chorus in a weird way, not in a commercial way. In a weird way, I like your chorus, but what I don't like about it is the instrumental. Listen to this chorus.
Kind of
Here it comes.
follow your footsteps. They know where they take you. So many times you follow them before. Follow your footsteps. Just walk by yourself. You will reach a place, such a lovely place if you follow the only road, the only way to go.
So what I like about this chorus is the melody is very strange, but it is really catchy. The first time I heard it, it was like, I don't like this. But the second time I was like, oh, but yeah, it's got something that I kind of like. And by now, I really like it. I've almost grown addicted to it, you know? It's really cool. What I don't like about it, though, is the instrumental. I think the biggest problem is the snare. I feel like the arrangement is too full, there's too much happening, and the vocals can't really come through enough for my taste. I would have preferred a simpler, simplistic arrangement where not much is happening, and then the vocal sits nicely on top and is what the attention is drawn to. One thing I would suggest for your lyrical storytelling, right now you're building to your first chorus, it goes down for the second verse, you're building again to the next chorus, and it's like this really obvious, heard it 1,000 times kind of structure of a song. How about you make your first chorus small, like really, really small? So you're building up with pre-chorus, and then for the chorus you go down in energy. So it's this really small chorus, and for the second chorus you have the big one that you have right now. Also a little bit thinned out arrangement-wise, obviously. Just let that melody come through a little bit more, because what's really bothering me is that it isn't really sitting on top of the mix, but that it's kind of just buried between so many elements. What I also don't like about your chorus is I love the first half, but I really don't like that that sort of tail. Follow on the only road to go. It's just making your chorus more complex, less catchy. I don't like that part. I personally would take that out and end after these two, the two first lines. And lastly, what I have to say about your song is, unfortunately, I think your mix is a little bit problematic. By the way, if you want to hear the full song, you can check it out in the description. There's a button below this video that says show more, and you just have to click on it to hear the full song. Or there's a link that you click and then you can hear the full song. The mix I found a little bit problematic in your case, because I know that a mix is problematic when I kind of have to search for the right volume, right? With most songs, I just turn them on and they just sound great. With your song, it was a little bit like, oh, now it needs to be softer, but now it's too soft. And if I make it a little bit louder, I'm like, oh, but now it's too loud. Like, I couldn't really find a good volume for your track. The reason for that is that your levels are probably not right. So it needs a little bit more time in the mix. That's all I had to say. Hopefully you can do something with that feedback. And if you have questions, just, write me in the comments. I'm happy to answer everything that you write me. And hopefully see you next week. Take care.